It's been a while. Thought I would give you all a tour of what's going on around here. So as you can see, the snow is never ending in Ottawa. This is April and yet here we are. So this is our backyard. Lots of progress. Siding is going up. These guys are doing a great job. They came and removed the staircase yesterday, but it was a little bit half-assed, if I'm being honest. I mean, all this debris is left around and so on. I mean, in their defense, the bin is full and they haven't changed the bin, so what are you going to do? There's really nowhere to put all this stuff. But in the meantime, we have to deal with a bit of a hazard back here. So anyway, we don't have a staircase anymore, so it's really up the scaffolding or nothing. So I'm going to walk over here and hope that this thing isn't too darn slippery, because you know what? This could quickly turn into a Chris falling off the scaffold video. Those are always good though, because you know, a few YouTube clicks might help finance this whole thing anyway, right? Scaffolding, looking up. Alright, here we go. How slippery is this? We're going up, going up. Up. All right, this is the first level, and on to the second level. It's not the most steady of things, but it seems to get us up here. And here, just set this here for a second. And of course now I can't reach the camera, so we'll just lean out a little bit. There we go. Alright, so here we are upstairs. Wiring is done in the basement, getting pretty close up here. I've got all my pulls done, so here's all these wires that have to go into the panel. That one needs to be terminated over there. There's a bit of box work still to be done, but on the whole, things are looking pretty good. So this is my panel here. I thought I would show it to you because, you know, I kind of like electrical stuff and the technology has come a ways. If you're like me, you've probably worked on a few residential renovations of older places and stuff, and maybe not that often had a chance to look at a nice pristine new panel like this. So this is the latest and greatest from Eaton, and it supports a couple new things. But I wanted to point out a few things to you. One of the annoyances of these older panels is that you always have to run your black wire to your fuse, to your breaker, and then you have to run to a neutral line like these, and you have to run to a ground. Now a lot of the older panels, everything is placed in a weird place. I mean, you've got all your breakers going up, but you might have only neutrals down at the bottom. You might have, you know, your grounds in kind of a weird place. So you wind up having, you know, a little short black wire coming in and then a whole boatload of white wires coming down underneath, and, you know, maybe a whole boatload of grounds going off to some other weird location. So this one has this nice continuous bar of neutrals. So, you know, when you come and bring your wire in, you know, you're going to have the black and the neutral going to almost the same place, and you know, there's lots of grounding all over the place, which is great. The other thing that I really like about this panel, if you know about the electrical code, arc fault protectors are required on most circuits now. It used to be just in bedrooms, now it's everywhere pretty much. It's a special breaker, not sort of like the ground fault that you have in your bathroom, but it's an arc fault. It's much more sensitive to you know, damage to a cable or anything like that. And typically in older panels, what you get with it is a pigtail coming off. So there's a white pigtail coming off of it, and it gets plugged into your neutral, and then you plug your black and white into it. Like with a traditional breaker, you're only plugging in your black. With these ones, you plug your black and your white both into them, and then both the hot wire and the return wire are protected. The problem is all those little pigtails, it's a little bit of extra work and stuff. So what Eaton has done now, this is super, I love this, is that they've got these new breakers here that have an extra contact point underneath them. So this here, this line here underneath all the breakers is actually attached to the neutral, which means that instead of having a pigtail, I just have my little breaker here, click it in, boom, arc fault protected. No extra work, no fuss, no muss. Awesome. Super, super panel. Anyway, I guess that's about it for me this morning. Just about finished the wiring in here. Sharon and I took a whole week off in order to get ahead of the job. So hopefully our contractors can keep up their end and we'll get the framing inspection and then we'll be able to move on with the insulation and vapor barrier. Next steps. Little view of the backyard. Might as well show you the process of going down. It's a little bit more awkward for Sharon because she's short and she can't quite do this stretch, but just gotta kind of plunk myself down there and then same idea, off we go along this, step down onto here, make sure we've got a firm grip, down, 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 down we go. I think my niece Catherine would probably really enjoy this. She's apparently inherited the climbing gene from me. So there you have it.